I am back with the final pack, pack 12. It's not a huge amount to do in this, so once I've done this pack, I'll do another video later on, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and I'll show the setup of what you do when you connect it to a computer. I've done the main setup, so I've done like the size of the beds, the size, how temperature it should be, and all the bits I need to so far. Then once I connect to a computer, then I'll do the setups and you see it moving up and down, hopefully left and right, and the way it should be in theory. So with what stage am I on? Stage 51. You get the gear and cog and all that you started last time, and the extruder as well. You get this part, which is laser cut part A. Obviously you've got a big hole here and two holes at the bottom here. Along that on the left, you get the bearing that was from last time and put that in the hole like so. Then you get the cog and drive shaft, drive roller, and put that in the hole there, because you set it up before it's nice and level there. Then you get M5 washer that came with one of the other issues. I put that on that end of the cog. Yeah, I thought I lost the M5 washer, but I found it eventually. It's on the floor somewhere. Normally. So you put that on the top of the cog, like so. Then you get the position cut part B. Have it so the big holes in the right like that. You got the other bearing. And put it in the other hole like that. It's quite a loose fit there. You turn it over so this is on the right, and then put it on top of the gear and cog you put on there a minute ago. So it don't even line up. Why don't it line up? That should line up. I've done something wrong here. Yeah, it's a minor problem I just did there, so I've just put one of these upside down. So you put it so that these line up on when they're sitting next to each other. Then you get 4 nuts and putting in the holes like usual. No need for glue or taping this time around because they're just sitting flat. So no need to worry about doing that this time. Then you get the 12mm screws ready with washers on. And you get this other piece. I'll show you that in a sec, and I've just got to get it right around. You see this weird 6 holes at the bottom here. If that goes to the bottom right, then that should in theory line up, he says. Yeah, bottom right, and then they should line up the holes in the piece, the tabs on the part you just put together. Lines up. Then you put the 12mm screws in the holes as always, where the nuts go, and then do them up. Simple as that. And that'll be issue stage 50, let's say. Or is it stage 51? There's a track. Now I'll do that and I'll be back with you in a minute once all these nuts go flying. Right, so that's stage 52 done. I've done them up loosely, it says, to probably make it easier to put the rest of the parts in. So you turn it upside down, and the gear motor's on the right like that. And you put 4 nuts in the usual 4 holes in the top again. This time you'll be using 12mm screws again on this point round. Always make sure, if you're building this with me or building this later on while you're watching this, that you get a tape measure or ruler to make sure, or even one of those electronic meter readers, whatever they're called. No, something like that, I don't know what they're called. But they're handy as well, so you know exactly how thick they are, how wide they are, how long they are, easily, perfectly. So you put the nuts in there like that, then you get this part, like table part, and have it so that the pointy bits are up top like that, there's a big hole here. Just about to see that. That's where the filament will come through. So make sure that's on the right. The cog's on the bottom left, and then line up. Make sure this is the right way round, otherwise we have troubles later on. And then you just put the 4 screws in the top there, like usual, and I'll be back with you in a sec. No point me showing. Again, make sure these are loose again, the screws. Now what you do is you find the ones closer to this end here, this hole here, which is above the bearing, and line up the arm you had before with it, and then you put this 35mm screw through that and the arm, like so. Even though it's just see-through, it's still hard to see in it, so it's not easy, is it? Screw it in slightly, probably make life a bit easier. Maybe that was difficult. Jesus Christ! See this spacer right in the middle there? To line that up for this long M35mm screw was a pain in the backside, but I managed to get it done. He said don't over tighten too much because otherwise this won't move freely. You want that to move freely, so that's perfect. So have it so that it's this way round again, and you get a screw the tube fit into the threaded hole ring in red. So it's hard to see that, but next to this here, there's a threaded hole right there. So you screw that in, do that up slowly, slightly. And then you get this M4 truss head screw. You put a nut halfway through it, round it, and then a washer in it. And then there's 6 holes here, even, and it'd be on the front middle one. You've got to put this M4 screw in and do it up. Till the tip of the screw is level with the underneath the plate. So it's underneath the level with underneath the plate, and then you do up the nut. To tighten that in place. Lock it in position with the nut in your fingers. And that screw just hang for it. That's obviously that wasn't done very much up that screw in the back there. Tighten that up while I'm here. It says do the screws loosely, but not that loose. Anyway, right, so that's lined up. It's level with the bottom of the plate as it says. Then tighten the truss head screw shown in the ringed in red. Tighten the 2 on the right while moving the arm of the extruder to be sure that nuts are clear without almost freely. That's ridiculous, but yeah, tightening 4 screws up from that side only. And that's why I need that side. Pretty fine. Tell me later on why didn't you then tighten them screws up as well, but yeah, should move freely. It's quite a bit of a bit. So I might loosen it slightly. That little loosen helps a bit there. So that'll do. Okay, right. So get that side sec. Get a final motor. I mean, it should be the final motor now anyway. And get that black cog. Again, it's got like a usually little hole for a 1.5mm screw, Allen key, grub screw. I'm not bothering to get me a Allen key screwdriver set up bit. Because I really can't be bothered to do it today. And that scrub screw gone flying. Oh joy. I'll be searching for that tiny grub screw for ages, but luckily found it. Phew, bit of luck. Alright, so where was I? Right, so have it so the motor is that way round, so the connector's on the right. Then to get this assembly and turn it so that the big round hole and the extruder's on the right like that, and then put that together like so. Now you've only got 3 screw holes to put this on, and they go obviously in the top of the motor there like that. I'll do that and I'll be back with you in a sec. Sorry, I had to do a lot off camera there. That was a bit of a pain. See these 3 screws in here to hold the motor in? There's one thing about this screwdriver I can say, is it won't fit in them holes. So I have to get my screwdriver from one of my R2 builds and do them up through the holes from the top there. And then what you have to do was get a bit of paper, strip of paper, and put it between these 2 gears, and then tighten them up so there's a gap there so it's not ruining the gears. And you tighten it up like that, and you tighten 2 of these screws up the back here as well. And then what you do is you hook this spring around the M4 nut you put a screw in you put in there earlier. Then that should have a bit of a ping back there like that. And then hook that so it's parallel with each other, so it's quite a nice strong, straight edge along there. Then that's that 53 done. That was really difficult to get that done, but I'm guessing I'm supposed to do up all the screws now, so I'll tighten these up just to be sure. Because I said about all the other screws, but not this one, so the ones at the bottom here, so I don't know what's going on. I did them up anyway. I'll probably regret it later on, but we'll see. That's moving smoothly still, roughly. Then you do a few things out of the way, because I'm going to do work with the actual printer again for the first time in ages. It feels like anyway. Make so the back is facing up, and lift the thing up. Right, that's better. Just do that. Okay. I have to put this in temporarily. Yeah. This board holder, it was broken. The only thing I've had go wrong with this is this board holder. It ended bit broken there, so I had to super glue that on. It's to keep it in place. I kept it there for now, but I'll take that off. That's good. I haven't got myself ready yet. Just starting it. You get 14mm screws. You need 4 of those. Yeah, make sure it's 14mm. You need 4 nuts and 4 washers. Yeah. Usually do this before I get on camera, but yeah. Got loads of spares left over off this build now as well. I think anyway. Put a washer on each screw. Then you'll be ready. There's never a set tape when you need it. So. There was some set tape when you really need it. I'll be back with you in a minute. Let's get set tape. Right, so what you've got to do is put a nut on the top here and a nut on the bottom there. Use PVA or some set tape as I've just done, and have it so that the spring is the top and it goes in the left hand side of the box like so. Then what you do is you get a screw and and the nut from a 14mm nut and screw ready. Washer ready, even. Get life a bit easier getting it ready first. And line it up, which is just said and done. Yeah. And once you get one screw in, then you should be able to let go of it safely, sort of. This is almost complete now. These last couple of bits to do, and I've actually built a 3D printer, which I'm surprised by. Well done. Don't get me wrong, I still got to get it to work, but that's been the fun part of it. Hopefully, anyway. Let's see how it goes. Let's just go flying. So, there's the best way to get this screw in. Oh, for God's sake, I'll do this off screen. Of course, I said put it on the right hand side of the back, but now you put it on the left hand side. Duh. There's a plug in the back here, isn't it? Of course, it goes this way on this side, otherwise it won't work very well, would it? So, plug that in the back there, like so. That's plugged in, and then we do get the big, what do you call it? Spool holder. Put it through the back, you know, the there's a reinforcing hole there. Remember that plate we put in a while ago? So put that through the back, then put a washer on the inside, a big thick washer that I keep dropping things. Go for the extended part of this screwdriver. That's what I say there. Yeah, so then massive washer on the inside, then a nut on the inside too. They do not like giving you room doing this, not in the slightest. You do it up from the inside, and I'll be back with the final stage, which will be 55 once I've done that. Not much to do left on that. The last couple parts of the build, you get this is a bottom rear housing cover. This will protect all the electronics and stuff. So what you do is, first of all, you need to raise the printing bed. He hasn't said that though, but to make life easier, definitely raise the bed. It's weird that it hasn't said that. So that you can put the covers actually on the bottom. I've already said just leave it like last time actually, so raise it just enough so you can put the covers in the bottom. So very 3/4 of the way, a third of the way maybe. So you put this in place. So all the wires are out of the way, and slide it in the back. There are slots in the back where the holes will line up. And then you've got screws, 14mm screws. Screw them in from this side. Don't do them up too tight first, because you might not line up the other one first though. So. Oh, sugar. The nut fall out. Once I do, I'll be back in a sec because this nut's gone mad. Okay. last part, all it is putting this last plate on. As you can see, the bottom there has a notch in it. And I'm not exactly sure why it has a notch in it, but that goes on the right hand side of the build. And again, it's like the last plate it goes. It protects everything underneath it, which is quite a nice little detail. Just in case, I know probably the hot PLA or ABS, probably just mostly PLA because that'd be easier, because ABS supposedly uses is easier to use with a heated bed, and this don't come with a heated bed. Whether there's a possibility of changing it to a heated bed later on is nothing, the difficult thing for you to do. Whether anyone has, I'll look that up. We'll see. Alright, that's it. That is actually it. Done. Finished. Finito. There's some other final bits to do once you've when you start building it, setting it all up, but that's the idbox complete. That was quite a fun build to do actually. It wasn't difficult, and some parts weren't too easy, but this is the only problem I had, which is the thing actually breaking. But that's probably my problem when I moved it and kept putting it back and forth and moving it around. But that's the complete. That is the complete 3D box done. I'll show you the whole thing. There it is. There's my idbox 3D printer done. It's pretty good. The bed is halfway up, partially up at the moment, but I'll have to mess about that later on when I get some time. You see the idbox logo on the front there, the power supply, and the all protected perspex on there. See these little nuts down here, the nailed nuts, these will level the bed. And that's it, that is complete. There are some other bits and pieces there that will be messed about later when I get it all set up on the laptop. Hit the like and subscribe button, share with your friends. Check out my other videos, got the R2-D2 build on there as well. Next R2 should be coming soon, and next one of these, me setting it up on the laptop, should be coming soon too. See ya, bye, have fun, bye.